Hello and welcome back for more Cube content. Vintage Cube has left MTGO, but before the release of Kaldheim, we get a week with Temur Cube. Temur is one of my favorite color combinations. I've even considered building a mini cube. I still want to do that of 180 cards, cutting 2 colors just because you have a smaller cube and making it Temur. So I love me some Temur. And then this pack, I've done 2 of these drafts with this cube so far, and I've gone 0-6 in those drafts, so I think I have a pretty good grasp of the format now. Last time I drafted a lands deck, didn't really pan out, but I'm gonna try again and take this Fast Bond. Now what? I've taken Fast Bond. Nexus of Fate was also in that Fast Bond deck. Didn't really work out. Ooh, there's a Lotus Field. Maybe I can try and draft a lands deck again. I've done it once, it didn't work entirely, but now I kind of know what I was missing. So I'll take the Lotus Field here and see if we can do some land stuff. Well, I said I wanted to do land stuff, and then there's Field of the Dead. I mean, other interesting cards, Fires of Invention. I would love if there's a good deck with fires. I'm not sure if there is, but seems like a cool one. And then Scalding Tarn is also an interesting card, but I think this is a fine start to a lands deck. Now what? There's Tireless Tracker and maybe Dragon Master Outcast. I'm gonna take Tireless Tracker though. It's a nice card to keep all of the cards flowing. Renin 6 Stomping Ground and Scute Swarm. I mean, Scute Swarm is cool, but I'll take Renin 6. It seems like it could be a good start to this. I would love to see Stomping Ground and Scute Swarm. One note, I think some of the duels and fetches there are more of, just because, yeah, there's not that many good lands in these color combos, so they just added some extra lands, so everyone has good fixing. So that's also a reason why I'm not like prioritizing the fetches as highly as I otherwise would, because there are multiple. Now what? There's Intuition, which can set up some land piles. There's Sword of the Animist. There's Snapping Gnarlet, which could be landfall aggro. I think I'm going to take Intuition. It's a powerful and interesting card. I mean, I'm still figuring out this cube. I've done 2 drafts now, and those haven't gone all that well, but I do want to try and figure out this format. Now I can take Brushfire Elemental and move into a more aggro direction, and maybe that could actually be decent. Otherwise I'd take the Royal Scions. Maybe that's not something I should be doing. I mean, it is sweet discarding cards, and how likely is it to have aggro work? Or I can take Merfolk Branchwalker. I'll take the Branchwalker actually. I think that's a reasonable card. Just a roadblock. I have noticed that I need to make some early plays. I shouldn't be just playing a bunch of 3-drops. The landfall creatures are sort of interesting with Fast Bond, and especially if you can get fetches and some stuff in your graveyard, but that's maybe a little bit too cute. The draws where you have Fast Bond and a landfall creature and a fetch and a way to play lands from your graveyard are probably going to go insane. The ones where you don't, not so much. Now what? There's Tamiyo, Craterhoof, Vengevine, or Temple of Abandon. I think Tamiyo could be sweet with Intuition and filling my graveyard, and yeah, I'll take Tamiyo. Now what? Thassa's Oracle, Brainstorm. Last time I attempted this deck, I had Genesis Wave and I had plans to Genesis Wave for my whole deck and have Thassa's Oracle in the pile. That ended up not ever happening, so I don't think I want Thassa's Oracle. Then I think it's between Brainstorm and Thrill of Possibility, and I think I'll take Brainstorm. Cheaper card, maybe we get some fetches, and that could be good. Maelstrom Wanderer or Harrow. Harrow is awkward if it gets countered, but I think I'll take the Harrow. Now what? Arbor Elf, Deranged Hermit, Trigon Predator. Let's take the Arbor Elf. Beast Within, Ancient Grudge. I think I'm taking Ancient Grudge. I was lacking some interaction in my previous versions, and Ancient Grudge is fine. There's plenty of artifacts running around, so having a Grudge seems good. Worldly Tutor over these other 2. Well, there's a Snapping Gnarlet. I guess I take it here. And the Brushfire Elemental, so I still got my landfall dudes. Maybe I end up doing that. Probably not, but who knows. Ooh, Song of Creation. That is a nice one. Having to discard your hand, not so nice. Wooded Foothills, I like. I think I'm gonna take Azusa. I want to be a lands deck, then Azusa does fit quite well. Now what? There's Dryad, Elvish Reclaimer, Wasteland, Mind's Desire, Tolarian Academy, Tamiyo. There's some good ones here. I think it's gotta be the Dryad, and then hopefully wield the Reclaimer, or maybe the Wasteland. I am looking for Life from the Loam or some ways to play lands from my graveyard. Wasteland is good, but There's no strip mine, and some people just run a bunch of basics, so then Wasteland is not as powerful as a strip mine would be. So let's take the Dryad. Also fixers all of my colors. A little bit sad that the Nexus of Fate didn't wheel. That could have been very sweet with our Tamio. Now what? There's Uro, Candelabra, Library. I think we're gonna play out our hand too quick for Library to be good, but I'll take an Uro. Yep, Uro it is. And don't want to play this Snapping Gnarlid or this Brushfire. Maybe not this Arbor Elf even. I want to try and get some cheaper plays. I also need more lands to make Field of the Dead a little better. Edge of Autumn is a ramp card, but it becomes dead quite quickly. Spellseeker. I think I'm just going to take a land here. There's nothing too exciting, so this is the time to pick up a land. Ooh, Courser of Krufik. It's another 3-drop, but I do like it. I would also like the birds. Courser Fast Bond is just a great combo. And yeah, I'm going to take it. Now what? Crucible. It's another 3-drop. There's also Rada, which I also wouldn't mind, but it's also a 3-drop. I think Crucible is the card we want here, but it's kind of funny how many 3-drops we're playing. Autarka's Command is kind of fine too, but take Crucible. Ooh, Exploration. Nice. We're getting a lot of the land cards. Right now, Field of the Dead is one of our big payoffs. I do need some bigger spells, but this is starting to look quite good. Now what? Maze of Ith, Echo of Eons, Crop Rotation. I like Crop Rotation, but Maze of Ith actually adds something else to my deck. Maybe I find another way to tutor for a land. There are a few. And then Maze is quite unique, so I'll take the Maze here, I think. Nykthos, sort of interesting, but I'll take the Maze. Now, I want some fetches, I want Life from the Loam, and I want some ways to impact the board. Probably not playing this Harrow. This Branchwalker seems fine because I do need some cheaper plays. And maybe a Wheel or a Twister or something to make Fast Bond better. I want some card advantage. I think Life from Loam would be great here. Song of Creation. Okay, what does this do again? Play an additional land. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end, discard your hand. Well, I don't know what we can do with this, but it looks better than these landfall dudes. I'll take the Song. That's a cool card. Vivian Reed and Elvish Reclaimer. This is a way to search for a land. It's a cheap card, and it can actually turn into a decent beater, so I'll take it. I'm excited about this deck. I mean, I was excited about the first 2 decks that I drafted, and I went 0-6 with it. I did win some games, and I saw that the things that I was planning to do could work, but I just needed to iron out some kinks. And this is starting to look good, but I do lack a little bit of board control, as well as some more lands would be nice. But we still have a full pack to go, so we'll see. Survival or Tooth and Nail? I actually think I like Survival. Can Survival get Uro, discard Uro, do some cute stuff? I don't think this is a Tooth and Nail deck. Song of Creation I'm also not sure about. It does seem sweet, but maybe this is not the thing I should be doing. Spellseeker or Edge of Autumn? I mean, early it can ramp, or I can actually take Rubble Hulk. No, that doesn't seem like the best way to win the game. Let's just take this and then see. Spark Double or Wheel of Fate? Wheel of Fate is interesting, but it is sort of slow. I'll take the Wheel of Fate. I don't know if I want to play Spark Double in this deck. Primal Might or Autarka's Command? This puts extra lands into play. Yeah, let's take the Autarka's Command. I do need better fixing and Killing Fiend. Alright, so I'm looking for fixing. I'm looking for a Life from the Loam, and maybe a more efficient way to win because I don't really have that right now. Upheaval. Yeah, Upheaval works. I mean, Jace is great too, but Upheaval with Fast Bond, Exploration, all the ways we have to play extra lands. And I would love to see Misty come back, or yeah, but I'm taking Upheaval. This looks like a perfect Upheaval deck. Now what? Ugin, Rurik Thar, don't think so. Pyroblast. Ugin is a little bit awkward because it just exiles all of our stuff, but Pyroblast is a good interaction spell. Against counter spells I might struggle, and this gives me some tools to fight blue. It's weird picking such a card this early, but I think I need cheaper cards more than anything. Now what? Lotus Veil, Sylvan Scrying, Faithless Looting. I think I want the Sylvan Scrying. Finds me my cool lands and fixes as well. Lotus Veil probably comes back. Genesis Wave I might play, but honestly I don't know if I would win after casting a Genesis Wave. So let's just stick this Sylvan Scrying. Avenger of Zendikar. Well, if that isn't the right finisher for this deck, then I don't know. This seems perfect. And then otherwise Karn or Karn, yeah, both Karns would be fine, but Avenger seems great here. Nissa or Morog, who is actually also interesting. And the same for Expedition Map, but I think Nissa is a cheaper card. It doubles all my mana. I'm looking to play a bunch of forests, and this is a double red card, whereas I'm not sure if I'm red, and if I'm red, how many red cards I will play. So I'll take Nissa. Now what? There's Birthing Pod. Is this a pod deck? No, I don't have that many 2-drops. I just have a bunch of 3-drops, so that doesn't look great. I can take Lightning Bolt for a little bit more interaction. Temple of Epiphany to fix my mana. I might just have to take the Temple to make Field actually a thing. As much as I also want the Bolt, yeah, I think I take the Temple. I do want Field to work, and for that, I need to take some other lands. Now what? Genesis Ultimatum. That is a good card, but maybe I just want this Paradise Druid more. Yeah, cheaper card, and although Genesis Ultimatum is a cool one. No, I'm just going to take this Genesis Ultimatum. I'm not sure if that's right, but if this is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Let's take out this Ancient Grudge. Atarka's Command can go. Brainstorm not looking that great without some of these fetches. Song of Creation can go. Harrow can probably go also. Lotus Cobra. Dryad Arbor, Rex Sage. I think Lotus Cobra is the pick. This Fields of the Dead is looking a little dicey, so maybe I can still pick up some lands, but I'll take a Cobra. Yeah, it ended up being different than what I thought it would be. Not having a fetch for Crucible is also a little bit of a shame. Now what? Eternal Witness. Let's take the Eternal Witness. Or do I want the Gargaroth? Just take the Gargaroth. I can use a big beater. Yeah, not having any fetches makes this Crucible not that appealing. Maybe I take Ugin or just take Rurik for the sideboard. That seems fine. Oh, there's the Lotus Veil or Genesis Wave. I think I can use the Lotus Veil more. Makes my Crucible thing is another land for Fields of the Dead. And I already have Genesis Ultimatum to kind of feel the rule for Genesis Wave. I mean, I'll take the Scythe Leopard. Maybe if I decide that I do want to try this landfall aggro, I could Castle Embreth. It's an extra land for me. So let's take that. And then I think I'm going to take the Cathartic Reunion. Yeah. Oh, I accidentally took the Huntmaster. Well, Huntmaster will be fine too. And Acidic Slime is also a playable. So we got enough playables. I think we have a couple of plans and we just need to figure out what those plans, which ones we want to use or which ones we don't want to use. Sad I didn't pick up a Life from Loam. I think Intuition I do not want to start. Although I do have Tamio, and did we get the Witness? No, I picked up a land over that. Pyroblast for a sideboard. I think I want mostly forest, and I want a good number of lands too. Then I need to make one cut. And this Genesis Ultimatum is maybe just a little bit too greedy. Harrow, probably fine. Acidic Slime I could do without. And then can play this Genesis Ultimatum. Mana might be a challenge, but we do have a decent amount of fixing. I'm just curious if I have enough card draw, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, this is a 41 card special, but I think that's fine. Let's just try it. I really hope it's good. And I really hope to finally get some wins in this cube. We won the die roll, open on this hand, and this is a clear mole. Now, this looks fine. Then put back the Worldly Tutor, and then we get to Edge of Autumn for a red land, play Harrow into Wrenn and 6. Yeah, that's the plan at least. They have a Library of Alexandria. That's a good start. Play this island and then Edge of Autumn. Go find a red source and pass. You can also try and play Tireless Tracker next turn and then do the Harrow thing a turn later. They got a library, so they're up to 9 cards. Play Mountain. Defense Grid. Feels like a combo deck. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. Well, I guess next turn is when we get to kind of go off with the Lotus Cobra and the Harrow. Let's just play a land, get our clue. We do need to draw a land for the Cobra to work next turn, but that's okay. Maybe. I mean, if they are some sort of storm deck, then I'm probably a dog to storm, if I would guess. Just because my deck is a little bit slower and a little bit more grindy. Scalding Tarn and drawing next to card. And Voltaic Key. Okay, some sort of artifact combo deck. Perfect. We draw a land for our Lotus Cobra. So let's play the Cobra, play a land, get 2 triggers, 1 for mana. I think I want red mana, and I'll get a clue. And then I'll play Harrow, sacking a forest, getting an island and another forest, getting a bunch more triggers. I'll make blue and I guess an extra red, and then sack a clue, draw a card. Azusa. Azusa is sweet too, but let's start by getting this Wrenn going. Returning a land, and then just attacking. So next turn we get to cash in all of these clues maybe. If Azusa finds us more lands, or this is where we're missing fetches, because it's a little bit harder for us to get lands into our graveyards. Our opponent fetched the Steam Vents, and they must be feeling a little bit of pressure from what's going on. I guess we're not beating them down for much, but we are developing a scary board. Chrome Mox, okay. They didn't tap the library in response. And they exiled Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, now you're down to 6 cards. If you just play the Chrome Mox and with it on the stack, activate library, they could have still been librarying, but now they'll just have to start casting regular spells and not be drawing cards with our land. Okay, they just pass. We draw Upheaval. What can I do with Upheaval? If I Upheaval now, I really don't gain much. Yeah, that doesn't seem great. So let's just start by cracking a clue, growing my guy, Sheltered Thicket. Well, let's cast Azusa, play a land. Yep, make a green. Then I can cycle the Sheltered Thicket, Courser of Kruvik. And I can return a land. I can play that land and get another mana. So let's make it green. Let's crack a clue and play another land. And this one I can't use the mana with, but I do get to scry. Genesis Ultimatum. Yeah, let's put that on top. I mean, if it's gonna be good, it should be good when we have the mana to cast it. And then just get in with these guys. I'm giving my opponent quite a bit of time. Well, actually, Genesis Ultimatum. If they don't do anything this turn, I'm just gonna kill them with tracker beats. So I imagine my opponent wants to do something here. They play Stomping Ground untapped, so they're taking 2 damage. Pyretic Ritual. Okay, so this is some sort of Storm deck, and this is kind of why I'm a little bit scared of other combo decks, or I guess we're not even a combo deck. Ooh, Underworld Breach. I lost very hard to that one earlier. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, that's a good combo with it. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm dead now. That's definitely a deck I want to try out too. Like, Underworld Breach with Wheel of Fortune is just disgusting. It's so good. Well, they scooped. I'm not sure. Well, I guess they were just short on mana? No, they could have. No, I guess they didn't have the mana then. Yeah, Pyretic Ritual doesn't just do it. They could have Pyretic Ritualed and then Wheel of Fortune again, maybe? No, I guess it was good enough. What do I want to change against them? Do I just maybe want to go faster? I want Ancient Grudge. That seems great. Maybe not Worldly Tutor. Huntmaster, I don't want either. Do I just want to go in on the Brushfire Elemental plan? Play the Scythe Leopard. Play a Tarkus Command. Maybe just this Brushfire. And then what am I cutting? Alta Gargaroth seems meh. And I guess I do this then. I also have the Snapping Gnarlid and the Scythe Leopard. So do I want to go for this beatdown plan? Merfolk Branchwalker can go then. What else? Maybe take out Upheaval. No, it's still a good way to win. Crucible might be a little bit too clunky and slow. Yeah, if I had fetches, I'd be more inclined to take Crucible. I guess I do have the Lotus Lands. This seems... yeah, this doesn't seem good enough. Let's mull. This seems okay. Just put back probably just Upheaval. The Lotus Lands, maybe I should just be running Crucible. We'll see if this landfall aggro plan is ever gonna come into play. Elvish Reclaimer. Let's start with the Temple. I think I just want to ramp Azusa. Yeah, Azusa seems fine. Next turn, I Edge of Autumn. Then I play Azusa. Then I play Courser. And they started on a Stomping Ground. Now an Island. And nothing. There's Azusa. So let's play Edge of Autumn. Go get a Forest. And pass. So next turn, we play Azusa, Lotus Field, and Courser. Oh, this enters the battlefield tapped. So that doesn't work. But I guess in that case, no, I still want the field going. Chrome Mox, Exiling Cryptic. Aetherflux Reservoir. Yikes. Now what? Let's play a land first and play Azusa. If they wheel me next turn, I kind of want to have my Azusa in play rather than my Courser. Play Lotus Field, sacrificing an island and a forest, and then just pass. Mox Opal. That's the first spell. Coalition Relic. That's the second. Anything else? Are they going to wheel? Yeah, they are. I mean, they're out of cards now, or out of mana now. They do have an island. Anything else? Would have been sweet to have had Courser Azusa going. Now what? I can play a bunch of lands and then Upheaval, but I don't think I get there quite yet this turn. I have 5 mana. I can play 3 lands. Yeah, I don't think that's particularly good. I have 5 mana now. I can play 3 lands and I have 8 mana. Then I Upheaval and I lose that mana. I'm 1 short, I think. Otherwise I could Upheaval, play Azusa, and put myself somewhat far ahead. Yeah. I could also upheaval and play Elvish Reclaimer, but then I'm not really getting anywhere. So I think I'll just play my land, play another land. Then I guess I get to play Avenger and play another land. Growing my plants, and then I just kill them next turn. No need to go and upheaval. Well, they also get to gain a bunch of life. So maybe I should... Oh, I am dumb. They high tide. I should just be Atarka's commanding on their turn so they can't gain life with the Etherflux of Reservoir. Lion's Eye Diamond, yeah, if they have Breach now, then I'm done for. Whereas if I just keep up Atarka's command, they can't gain life, so I can't just lose this turn. Pyretic Ritual, yep. Forgetting about the Atarka's command mode of can't gain life. Yeah, there's more to this cube, and I'm not familiar with it. Escape to the Wilds. Yeah, there's the Underworld Breach, so that just kills me then. Yep, Underworld Breach, Wheel of Fortune, that combination is good enough. Anything I want to change? Oh, Rurik Thar, why didn't I put that in? Just take away this upheaval. This is just not going to be fast enough against them. Acidic Slime probably is good, and I like this Genesis Ultimatum. This Scythe Leopard plan is not going to get the job done. I'll keep in the Brushfire Elemental, but the Scythe Leopard is just not fast enough. Anything else? These are also just getting pumped for 1, whereas this is getting pumped for 2. So I think I can do this. I can also play Intuition to always have a way to find an artifact destruction spell, but let's just try it like this. I guess I could have let my opponent play it out and see more of their deck, and you guys would have also known how their deck works, but I mean, I'm just dead, so why bother? If I had a third land, I could keep this. If I keep this and I don't find any lands, then I'm just screwed, so let's mull. This isn't that much better, but I will keep and put away Sylvan Scrying. I'm just going to try and ramp out of Rurik and hope that's good enough. Play this Temple. Go Scry. Maybe we can find Fast Bond. No, just a land. I will bottom the land. We need one more land for Rurik, but I'm sure we'll find it. Steam Vents untapped. Voltaic Key. Sure. Well, there's a land. All of our lands come into play tapped. No, I guess this Sheltered Thicket makes the castle come into play untapped. Then I want a second blue. Yeah. And then just pass. Rurik should be pretty good if they don't have a removal spell for it or a counter. Castle Ventress. And just drawing lands, that's not great. And then I can cycle this. I think I will. And we draw more lands. So next turn I have to play the castle and then the forest. Is it charmed? Just looting. Discarding Snap and a mountain. And then playing an island and Coalition Relic. Hopefully they're not ready to go for it next turn because I don't really have anything going on. Ugh, draw even more lands. This draw has been abysmal. Hopefully they also don't wheel me next turn, because then I've just played lands and then finally when I'm about to play my Haymaker, they Wheel of Fortune me. Yeah, charge the Relic. Let's see it then. What is coming out? Escape to the Wilds, Lion's Eye Diamond, Sundering Titan, Fact or Fiction. Looks like they're going for it next turn, maybe. Alright, well, Brushfire Elemental is not going to get the job done, but maybe Rurik is good here. I imagine it is. Yep, Rurik is down, and they can play a Sundering Titan. Yeah, Sundering Titan would actually be sort of weirdly decent. Could just block my Rurik and destroy 2 of my lands. Karn, I see. So they're going to exile Rurik. Yep, Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, come on. Really, I'm just drawing more lands. That seems rough. We get to kill their Karn at least. Their Reservoir is gone. Play a land. Yes, this guy becomes bigger. Let's kill their Karn. But our draw has just been abysmal. And this is also showing why I wasn't playing the Brushfire Elemental. I mean, it was good here killing the Karn, but when everything's going alright, this is probably a fine card. But when everything's going poorly, then it looks pretty bad. Well, they didn't do anything. Genesis Ultimatum. I don't have the blue to make this good. Yeah, I was worried about that when I put it in my deck, but nothing much that I can do about it. I can just play my land, pump my guy, and then pump it again. Wow, this is bad. Attack for 4. I guess we do need 2 more turns after this and then they are dead. That does mean that we need to draw more lands, but I'm not worried about that. If I could just find a blue land, I'd also be happy. Yeah, they scry with the castle. See what they do. Hopefully no top. That would be worrying. 1 card on bottom and 1 on top. So I do not like the fact that they put something on top. And they're going to double charge the Relic with the Voltaic Key. Yep, so I have a boatload of mana. What did they find to do with it? They're going to scry again? Why? They already put something on top and they don't have the mana to cast it? Or is it something that's not good now but will be good later? Can I please get a blue land? Exploration. Oh man. I mean, I'll play it and I'll play my land, but I'm giving them so much time. What did they do with their scry? One on bottom and one on top again. Let's pump my guy. I'm also not making field tokens. If I win this game, it's going to be really sad. It's just for my opponent taking 2 from a fetch. Ooh, something. Cryptic command, tapping my guy, drawing a card. Yep, that works. They charge their relic. Let's see, they still put a card on top, so I'm expecting the worst. Chromok. Now what? High Tide. Okay, and then Underworld Breach maybe? Wheel of Fortune. Come on, just brick. For once, just brick. Grim Monolith. As long as they didn't find Underworld Breach, I have a shot. Are they gonna scry? Yeah, so they didn't find it. Maybe they have a card draw spell, and if they scry something on top now, I really need to be worried. One on bottom, one on top. I mean, the only card I can see putting on top here is Underworld Breach, but maybe I'm just wrong. Our hand isn't actually all that good. Untapping their Monolith. And nothing? Really? We draw Azusa. I see. I should figure out a way to kill them here. If I don't kill them, then I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Let's play Fast Bond. So this guy is going to be kind of big. How much mana can I make? I cannot play Tamio and get back to Ultimatum. Can play a Forest. Then Sylvan Scrying. Looking for another land. Maybe Mazavith. Don't think it really matters. Or Lotus Field. Maybe I should have played Courser first, just looking for lands that way. Yeah, and then I could have reset the top. That would have been better. Let's take Maze then. And now play the Courser. Survival is on top. And I also tap myself out of green. Nice going. Play Lotusville to make more green. Sacrifice this and this. Play another land. Grow my guy. So now it's a 7 power. I could just kill by pumping with the castle. Or I can play Tamio. No, Tamio can't get me back any lands. So I think I'm just going to go and pump with the castle. And then hope they don't have interaction for my creature. And then I kill them exactly. Oh no, they have something? No! Torrential Gearhulk. No, they cryptic and all of this is for nothing. Yep, and they kept a card on top, so I have to imagine that I'm dead then. If they show me an Underworld Breach, then they have ways to win. I guess now I want to see them win. Tolarian Academy. They can make a bunch of mana, and they can wheel, they can snap. Can they actually win the game? They Wheel of Fortune. All of this stuff goes away. And I draw Ancient Grudge, and I tapped poorly, so I cannot play this. Mox Opal. One more card in deck. They did exile their Aetherflux Reservoir, so if that was the only way to win, then maybe I still have a shot. They are thinking you could play Karn plus or exile something, and they're not going to be able to reset the game before they deck, so they got to show me a win con. I mean, they have to have thought about this. Like, if they need the very last card of their deck to be able to win, then they could still escape to the wilds to get it. Or they could have scryed with the Castle Ventress to make sure what the bottom card would be. Okay, Pyretic Ritual. I thought for a while, and Pyretic Ritual. Grape Shot. So they do have a way to win. I'm guessing this is going to be good enough. Yeah, they Grip Shot me now. They make some mana with Lion's Eye Diamond. They can also, let's see. Yeah, this is good enough. Well, unfortunate. For a moment there, I thought my opponent might not have a way to kill me, but looks like they did. Game 2, let's see if we can do a little bit better. No, not with this hand, we can't. This I think I'll keep and then just put away this Genesis Ultimatum. I haven't seen any Fast Bond hands. That would have been nice. Although maybe our deck isn't actually that good of a Fast Bond deck either. We have a lot of the play extra land cards, but not a lot of ways to fuel it. Put away this Genesis Ultimatum, play this Sheltered Thicket, and then just pass. Yeah, we're missing fetches to make our Crucible really good, and Ren, Mountain. There's Crucible, but like I said, it's not at its best in our deck. I think what I'll do now is just get a Lotus Field, and then play Lotus Field next turn, and then at least we have this Crucible going with something. Goblin Welder and an island. So this does look like some sort of combo deck. Temple of Epiphany. Let's play Lotus Field. Can't use the mana, but that's okay. Sacrifice these two and then just say go. If our Crucible gets countered, I'm going to be sad. Voltaic Key. Now what? If they don't play anything, I'm probably just going to play Tireless Tracker instead. Yeah, I don't really want to get my Crucible countered. So let's play Tireless Tracker. No counter. Play Temple. Get a clue and scry. Don't need more lands. Do want my clue. and just pass. Next turn, I can also play Elder Gargaroth and just do that. Probably better than trying to be cute with Crucible. There's time to do that next turn. They're ready. So they're really going in on this artifact plan. Discarding 2 cards. Hopefully nothing busted. No, just 2 islands. Well, that I like. Uro. What do I want to do now? I could just play my land and then attack the ready. If they let it through, I might just kill the ready to make sure that I'm not getting some sort of big artifact coming into play next turn. Yeah, if they don't block, I think I'm gonna eat the clues. Just kill this the ready so they don't have a discard outlet anymore. And they can't discard a big artifact and then reanimate it with Welder. Nissa. Oh, I attacked them? I thought I attacked the ready. Oh man, that must be why they didn't block. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Oh boy. Well, I guess next turn we put him under the squeeze then of wanting to block, yes or no. But I was surprised they were so eager to let the ready die. Huh, Thran Dynamo. That's not the worst that could happen. What are they casting? Gifts Ungiven. Well, this is all bad. We attacked them for 5, giving up our whole turn, doing nothing. And they just find Sundering Titan and Wormcoil Engine. Yep. So they get the Sundering Titan or just get a Wormcoil, and then we need to grind through Wormcoil. Good news is that I think we could maybe do that. Bad news is that they get to keep making Wormcoils, and we don't really have a way to stop this engine. Huntmaster, that's a poor card for this situation. I think I just start by playing Nissa maybe? I really don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I really messed this up. Untap the Lotus Veil. Tap the Lotus Veil for Crucible. And then play the Sheltered Thicket. No, I'll just play the Forest and then I can crack that clue. Tamio. Yep. Really did myself a disservice there by making that wrong attack. The damage that I did is not even going to matter because they're gaining so much life with this Wormcoil. They aren't going after Nissa. I think I'm just going to block. This tracker would have been nice, but I think the mana from Nissa is going to be important. Maybe I can make a bunch of indestructible lands, ramp up to the ultimates. Iron Mirror. So I also get to make another Wormcoil. I did the ready first. At some point the ready's also going ultimate. Discard Metalworker and Defense Grid. Yeah, our opponent went in on the artifact deck and looks like they got there. Everflowing Chalice, more mana. And they got another Wormcoil. Yep. Fast Bond. Now I wish that I had my tracker still. Let's play the Fast Bond. I cannot play the Dryad because then they just Sundering Titan me and I'll lose all my lands. That doesn't seem great. Play this Forest. Then if I tap this and name Tireless Tracker, I can get that back and maybe try and go off that way. It's a big maybe. Play the Tracker. Play the Sheltered Thicket from my graveyard. Take some damage. And then I'll have to crack this, play a land. It's a forest, so that's good. It does deal me damage. And then I just crack it again. And at some point I'm not going to draw a land, and that's okay. Worldly Tutor. Then I can just untap one of my lands, make it a creature, and then I can block with this land so it dies and I have a lot of land to play next turn for sure. Can only also Worldly Tutor for something. Not sure what. Maybe Courser. Maybe that can do something. Let's see. Really made it hard on ourselves. Yep, and this Ready is also going to be a problem. What is this now? Ugin. Let's see what they do with Ugin. But that likely means that the game's over. Oh, they just kill my land? Really? Do I want a Worldly Tutor for something? Can at least look, right? Maybe I just don't take anything. Find Avenger, or I can find Courser. But I think I'm better off not finding anything. Nothing's really get me out of this. The only card that I can maybe find is Upheaval. That's really the only thing. And then even the problem with finding Upheaval is that they just get to play their Welder, discard some busted artifact, and I really can't stop that. So Wormcoil is coming at Nissa. Only Wormcoil. And it doesn't kill Nissa. So then I think I'm fine with this. That's okay. Nissa's still alive. And they weld Sundering Titan. So they kill 2 more of my lands. But I guess that's fine. I mean, I can still play the lands. It's just going to be painful. But it does give me more clues. So in a way, I think I'm actually happy they did this. And then let's just crack this clue. This is a weird game. The only card that really matters here is Upheaval. Play the Forest. Take a Pain. Continue drawing the cards. Merfolk Branchwalker. I think I first play my land. At some point I will use Tamio, but I'll lose that. I'll use that as a last resort, I think. Blue land, that's a clue, but it does eat into my mana. Field of the Dead. Yep, let's keep going. Tap land, so that's even worse for me. Still have enough mana for if I draw. Yeah, because I can use Nissa to untap a land. Maybe I should have played the Dryad now, or earlier. If I played a Dryad, then I have these are forest. Yeah, I have 17 cards in my deck. And I get to look at the top 4 to find upheaval. Is there anything else I can do? Next turn, I'm just... the game's over for me. I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to win, or they realize that they should just be minusing their Ugin. Nissa is gonna untap this for us, so I might as well do it now. Then I'll need this mana. Yeah, I'll need this mana to draw, or to cast Upheaval if I find it. So I think this is the point where I have to use Tamio to go look for Upheaval. If I do find it, then maybe Upheaval. Okay, no. I guess I do find more lands, so in a way I get to keep going and look for Upheaval that way. Yeah, I didn't realize that, so I'm still alive, still have outs. Ooh, maybe now what I should do is play the Dryad. If I play the Dryad, make 3 mana, then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I still have enough. And now all of my lands will also be forest. It's worse versus Sundering Titan, but it does mean that all of these lands will tap for an additional mana. So let's make more clues. Let's use this land, tap for green. It's 2 green, crack, Elvish Reclaimer. That doesn't do it. Play an island, crack it, play forest. Still sort of in it. At some point I'm also going to be too low in life to really utilize this fast bond. Also have exploration, so maybe still get there. Tap this. Genesis Ultimatum. I mean, that doesn't work, right? No, I think I'm better off just keep going. I'm now also making zombies. Well, it's not going to matter. Draw more. Lotus Veil. Oh, actually, if I play Lotus Veil, then I need to sack these 2 lands, and those go to the graveyard, so I guess that's actually good for me. Yep, those go away. Still looking for that Upheaval, and then if I can find a Courser before I have to play all the rest with Fast Bond, then maybe I can still get there. We got a clue. Let's play another forest. Bunch of triggers. Whole board filled. This is quite the epic game. I think my opponent could have just ended it by using their Ugin, but I'll take it. Harrow. Don't know if I have any lands for Harrow. Play an island. Yup. Keep going. Now 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I have 3 more lands in my deck. 8 more cards. If I Genesis Ultimatum, I'm trying to think if Genesis Ultimatum can give me a better shot than cracking these clues, because once I crack my clue, if I don't find the land or the upheaval, then I'm done. If I Genesis Ultimatum, I guess that I'm also sort of done. That's the only thing I'm doing then. I don't think I have more basics for Harrow. I have 1 more mountain. Let's check. Yeah, I only have a mountain for my Harrow, so I could tap the Lotus Veil. I think I've lost regardless of what I do now. Could I have sacked the Lotus Veil to itself? No, but then I don't have mana for the clues. So I have blue here, red there, and then tap this for... No, I can't cast Genesis Ultimatum. And I guess I tap this for blue, and then just crack my final clue. And this is survival, so after all of that, I still die. I can crack more clues. I guess I'll keep going. But I don't think at this point I can draw Upheaval or draw Edge of Autumn. Ooh, maybe that can still get me out of this. Let's sack a land, sack a forest, draw a card. That's Upheaval. So now I can play this. But now the problem is, once I play Upheaval, I'm gonna bounce everything. And then what? I have no more land drops. I have no extra mana. I just have the mana for the Upheaval. And that is it. And then they will play Goblin Welder. They will weld back whatever Worm Coil or something. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but it's not even good. I will have to discard a bunch, and I'm also at 4. Can't play any lands, so I'm also gonna deck at some point. I think this is pretty useless, but let's discard a bunch of stuff. 4 lands, Crucible, Fast Bond, and some way to win. Oh, I accidentally kept the Dryad and the Tamio. Not what I wanted to keep. But yeah, they just play Goblin Welder, then discard. I get to play Crucible, maybe, if I draw a land, but then I'm just gonna be dead. Yeah, this is just over. The Upheaval is just a couple cards too deep. Now what? Put in Acidic Slime. Probably want the Ancient Grudge. Probably want the Rurik. Don't need Huntmaster. Don't need these Merfolk Branchwalker. What else? Elder Gargaroth can go. Let's see it. All of that trouble for nothing. Okay, we have Ren and 6. I guess I'm just going to keep this on the power of Ancient Grudge. Play this castle. And next turn I have Ren. If they play Welder, I can shoot it. No, they don't. I'm still just going to cast this Ren. Going to work towards an ultimate. I also have to try and win 2 games in under 10 minutes now because of that one game taking forever. Everflowing Chalice. Voltaic Key. I'm just going to grudge the Chalice maybe. Upheaval. Now let's just grudge this Chalice. I'm not sure if I also want to flash the grudge back. It's the best card that I could potentially keep looping with Ren, but it all depends on what they're going to play next. Tolarian Academy. Ooh, that makes me want to grudge their thing. Lotus Veil. Let's do that. Sack this and this. Return the castle. Play the Dryad. Play the castle. And then I don't think the game's going to go that long, so let's just blow this up. It's going to constrict their mana, and I just want to play Avenger. Probably next turn. Play Mountain, and nothing. Nissa. Well, let's return the island. Play an island. Play Mazavith. I can actually tap for mana now. Tap green. Green. Can I also do Nissa? I can just play Nissa, untap the Lotus Veil. Lotus Veil is tapping for... Yeah, no, I can do it all. Untap this, and then just play Avenger. Yep. I mean, this is a pretty fast clock. I do need to find another land to be able to power the Avenger tokens up, but I also have this castle to do so. And I have Ren and 6 that can emblem maybe. Ensnaring Bridge. Are you serious? Yeah, let's play a land then. This is gonna pump some of my guys. Do I want fast bond? I think I do, because if this all doesn't work, then I can fast bond Upheaval. Yes, use its ability, and then go attacking with the Dryad and all the tokens that can actually attack. And then I'm gonna pump. And they're gonna go down pretty low, down to 5, and just start shooting them with Ren rather than making an emblem. Didn't even bother Nissaing, probably a mistake, but they also need to empty their hand for our creatures to continue to be unable to attack. Thran Dynamo, sure. Need more than just that. They're ready. But they still draw the cards. So they're looking for like a 0. They find a land, so they have 1 card in hand. I'm just gonna kill them, attacking with the plant tokens, and attack them. Don't even need to bother pumping. This is just good enough. Ooh, we got there. Thank God. And we did it quite quickly, so we have some time for that 3rd game. Any changes? Pyroblast is interesting, but I really haven't seen any blue cards out of them. I'm sure that they're in there. I guess we saw Gifts and Given. Maybe Pyroblast is worth it and just take out Worldly Tutor. Yeah, let's try it like this. This hand's garbage, so let's mull it. This one is not that much better, but we can get Ren going. I can stop maybe an early Welder. I have Uro. Yeah, let's keep still. Put away this forest. Mountain and expedition map. Play this castle. Ooh, survival maybe does something. An island, and they immediately crack the map. Curious what they find. Oh, just another island. Lotus Veil. Well, start by just playing Ren. And they play an island. So not much going on. Let's just play Sylvan Scrying. Oh, they have a counter for this. Ionize, and they deal 2 damage. See, and play Field, and just pass then. Then next turn I just play the Lotus Veil. I start using that to get some lands in my graveyard for Ren. Pia and Kieran. This is gonna start chipping away at Ren. I don't like it. Let's just play the Lotus Veil. Yeah, sacrifice 2 lands. Field of the Dead, and I guess the castle. Then let's return Field, and I think I just want to play Uro. Ooh, we draw Crucible. So even if Ren dies, I do have a way to continue getting lands back. I don't only have the castle right now, but what are they going to play? Coercive Portal. I see. And then they attack Ren. Yeah, so Ren goes to 1. Harrow. What does that do for me? Tap this. Tap the Lotus Field for blue. Harrow. Sacking the forest. Getting a mountain and an island. Then I could get a land back, but I might as well just shoot one of the Thopters. And then play Crucible. Play Forest. Play Survival. And next turn I could discard Avenger to find an answer to this Coercive Portal with Acidic Slime. I do need to hurry because I only have 5 minutes left, but I think I'm better off just playing Avenger. What is this now? Oh, is this Wormcoil? Yep. Well, it's going to be hard to grind through all of that life gain. Yep, they attack. Mazavith. Ooh, Mazavith I like. Stops the life gain from the Wormcoil. Let's just play Avenger, get some tokens, and then play the maze. Yes, grow them. Then I can maze the worm coil so they don't gain life. I am getting beat in the air, and they're still drawing extra cards. I will also get back Uro at some point. Oh, what is this? Something else big. Oh, just a big ever-flowing chalice. That's fine. That doesn't matter. They go attacking. We maze the worm coil so they don't gain the life. We also can't really attack into the worm coil, but we'll find some sort of solution for it at some point. Just need to make sure that this doesn't take forever because I don't have that much time. And draw another forest. That's not a great one. I can play the castle Embereth, but I think I just... Actually, do I start making zombies then? Yeah, I do. So, not sure if zombies are all that relevant. Always yield and yield to that and then just pass. We just need to draw a creature to get the survival going. Don't attack. But my opponent is still drawing 2 cards a turn, so this can't go on for too long. Ooh, the ready. Don't like the ready much. Yep, they discard a bunch of cards, cash them in for new ones. They just discarded 1, so they must like the other. Cycle Sensor. They decide not to attack. We draw Pyroblast. Well, let's just play my land and then just pass. We also cannot attack. I do have this Pyroblast, but I don't really want to keep up the mana for it. Emery. I can still Pyroblast that later, although this also lets them ready something back maybe. Probably wanted to Pyroblast it, but I just didn't want to keep up the mana to do so. Nexus of Fate. Let's counter this, because if they get another turn, it seems pretty bad for me, and they can keep milling until they only have Nexus in their deck, and then I die. It does shuffle back in, I guess. Okay, I don't have infinite time. Acidic Slime. So at this point, Acidic Slime is actually kind of a dud. So how about I just discard the Acidic Slime and go look for something else. Maybe Rurikthar is a good one, or Tireless Tracker. Rurikthar does need to attack, which is bad, so let's get Tireless Tracker. Let's just play the Tracker, and then I don't have the mana for Uro, so let's play the Forest, get a bunch of triggers. I think I'm gonna time out before that I can win. The deck has so many triggers, and I have to try and work towards upheaval again. Really, upheaval is my only out to a lot of scenarios. They have some sort of removal. They're gonna sack the worm coil to shoot my Tireless Tracker. Yeah, that makes sense. Kill that, so I can't draw all the cards. And then crack a clue. Dryad. I'll wait with playing the Dryad. I don't want to get Sundering Titan and completely lose this game, but I think I've already lost it. Voltaic Key. Untap the Ever-Flowing Chalice, make some mana. Karn. Their deck is nice. Use the ready to get back Worm Coil. I'm more scared of them just milling out their deck and then looping Nexus. Yeah, they will get the island. And now if I can kill the Karn, their Nexus would be gone. So that is something. Oh, they also have Tinker, so they really have all the artifact mana cards. They sack Worm Coil to shoot a zombie. Sure. They can shoot a bunch of my zombies. I don't care. And then they trash for treasure their Worm Coil. So they're really making use of this Worm Coil. Yeah, get back Expedition Map, sack it to search for something. Get Tolarian Academy, sure. What do we draw? We draw Upheaval. Oh, gotta go for it. Blue and make red. Just play the Upheaval then. Let's see. I can play Dryad, but then I don't do all that much more. Let's just play this land. Let's escape Uro and then try and beat them this way. I mean, we get to put in an extra land. Yep. Then play this Reclaimer, pass. Don't have much more that I can do. Discard a bunch of lands. Discard this, 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 this. And now I need to try and win within a minute. I mean, I get to attack them for 9. It's not nothing. Yeah, they cast Everflowing Chalice. Tolarian Academy. Because they're looking to play Emery, but they cannot. Voltaic Key. Sure. So they are building up some mana. Now they need to discard. Fast Bond. Ooh, that can do some stuff, but I don't really have the time to do all this stuff. Put a land in, put a forest into play, deal them 9, then play Crucible, play land, play Fast Bond, play Mountain, yep, yield, play this, play this, play this, and go. I have 16 seconds on my clock. Don't know if I'll get there. I probably should have played Lotus Veil, sacked lands, and played them again, but I really didn't have the time. Emery, yep, sure. They have a blocker. Defense Grid, yep. Play Pia and Kieran. Play Avenger of Zendikar. Yeah, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to time out. Oh well. We tried our best. We fought our hardest, but it's just not going to be enough. I just don't have the time to finish them off. They win. We could have won this one if we'd just been a little bit faster. This Avenger would have gone around the PN Kieran, but ultimately, I think this deck is not perfect and it's missing some things. I really do like the lands archetype, but like anything that my opponent was doing, I'm just unable to interact with outside of upheavaling and hoping to reset the board. Round 3, let's see if we can win one. Kind of felt like that last match. I'm gonna take it as a sort of a half win. We didn't get there on time, but otherwise we would have won that game. This hand seems terrible, so mull. Ooh, this, yeah, I guess I could keep this. We have the Lotusville to actually make mana with, and we get to play Crucible, so I'll keep, and then probably put back Survival. That's just the worst card on a mulligan. And play Mountain and pass. If something happens to our Crucible, or if something happens to this Lotusville when we play it, I'm gonna be in trouble, but we'll see. Exploration. If I had a fetch and then Exploration with Crucible, that would have been a lot nicer, but I guess we don't. They don't do anything. Well, I'm gonna play the Lotusville, sacks these 2 lands, and then try and play Crucible. Hopefully this works, and just pass. If they have the way to blow up an artifact, then maybe I'm in trouble. If they have a way to blow up a land, then it's also going to be somewhat problematic. Legion Warboss. Okay, Legion Warboss is also a decently fast clock. Okay, so play Exploration. Then play this, and can't play anything else, but we also get to play Lotus Fields. And Nissa, maybe? Yeah. And I get to maze their war boss. But they are going to start making a lot of goblins. Koth. Ooh, this is mono red again. Haven't played against it this league, but I have played against it before. And I'm not sure if these beatdown decks maybe aren't a little bit too efficient for what's going on in this cube with the more funky decks. So I'm gonna maze this mountain. Oh, I didn't get to maze. Normally it gives you a window to actually maze. I guess it didn't this time. Well, that's pretty poor. Let's play Lotus Field. Yeah, let's play the Lotus Field. Sack 2 lands. Play the mountain. And then I get to play Nissa and untap the mountain. And I have a blocker, but this is looking pretty dicey. Problem is also that they get to cough and Fiery Confluence. Sure, I guess it's just 6 damage to me and then I'm dead. Yep, that works. Okay. Yeah, mono red is a scary, efficient deck. Anything I want to change? Maybe not this Genesis Ultimatum and just play what? I don't even have great sideboard cards for this. I guess I do play the Genesis Ultimatum and just hope for the best. Game 2. This seems keepable. What do I Wordly Tutor for? I guess Courser of Crewfix. It's good in this matchup, and it's good with Azusa. So let's go and play Wordly Tutor for the Courser. But I'm kind of lacking in ways to control the board. Yeah, let's Wordly Tutor and get Courser. Then we draw, and now I have to play this castle. Otherwise I cannot play Courser next turn. And hopefully they don't have a way to kill my Courser. The removal is kind of lacking. There's not that much. And it's a little bit funky. Earthshaker Kendra. So things that resolve can either be burned, or there's like weird blue removal spells, or kind of funky green removal, and there's burn. So a lot of the removal is kind of toughness based. Okay, no lands on top. Hopefully this Courser lives. I'm not going to block just because if the Courser lives, it's going to be a lot better for me than having this die to a shock after they've attacked with the Earthshaker. Let's see if they do attack. Yeah, they do. So it feels like they probably have some shock or anything like that. And this Courser is too important for my plan to risk having it die. Gutter Snipe. Merfolk Branchwalker on top. So now I can play Azusa, but it's not going to be as good. Play a Forest and gain some life. Play a Mazavith, gain some more life, and play Elvish Reclaimer. And then I'm going to attack with the Courser. Still don't want to block. And this is a time where they can't block and shoot my guy. I have the Maze now to soak up some damage. Chain Lightning my Azusa. Yep, that's unfortunate. So we really didn't get to enjoy having Azusa around. It's just getting Chain Lightning right away. And now what? Legion Warboss. Yep. This is looking tough to beat, especially, I think it's tough to beat for our deck, but I think it's tough to beat for a lot of decks actually. So I just mazed this Gutter Snipe, and then the Elvish Reclaimer is going to eat their Goblin token. Crucible is on top. I mean, I want the Crucible, but I also need to play to the board. So that's Sylvan Scrying. So the Crucible's still in my deck. And what do I want to get? Maybe Field of the Dead? at some point that will be good. It's a long way off, but I think I have to try. We find a mountain on top, and then there's a forest on top. So let's play Merfolk Branchwalker. This is gonna draw me that land, and then Harrow. That does some things. Let's not attack. This Merfolk Branchwalker can maybe block. So they make a goblin and attack with everything. Not with the Gutter Snipe. I don't really want to trade with my Reclaimer, but I will trade for the Legion War boss. Then I take 4 down to 11. And then let's see what their follow-up is. This Harrow is at least going to work towards the Field of the Dead. And Uro is on top. Kind of wish I could draw Uro, but I also really do need to play this Harrow. So this sack a forest, get, I guess, 2 islands, Fast Bond on top. I mean, Fast Bond can do some stuff. And then just play the Field of the Dead, gain some more life. And next turn I'll have Courser and Fast Bond to clear lands off the top of my deck. But I don't have a way to draw a card. Oh, Wasteland. Yuck. Wasteland is it's not good for me. So that means that I'll have to find Crucible to probably get back this Maze of Ith, really. And if now, come to think of it, I think I forgot to Maze last turn. Yeah. Oh, they're not attacking. Interesting. Well, I'm going to use the Reclaimer, sacking a forest. And maybe I should just get a... Yeah, I'm getting rid of this Fast Bond now anyway. Burst Lightning my Courser. Yep, that's unfortunate. What am I getting? I guess I'm getting this Scryland. This is going to make a field token, so at least I have that going. Fast Bond on top still. That doesn't do anything for me right now. If I had the Courser, that would be good, but... Lotusville. I don't really want to play Lotusville in the face of their Wasteland. And it's also going to set back my field, so let's just play a forest, get another zombie. Hopefully Field of the Dead can take over. This Elvish Reclaimer I can use to find another land and make another zombie, and I can grow it to be a 3 power creature and 4 toughness. Shrine of Burning Rage. Ooh, it's another problematic card. Yeah, I think I was lacking in ways to control the board in this draft. And it's something that I need to look for next time. I do want to keep trying this land-based deck because I love Field of the Dead and land-based strategies, but I need some more stuff to really make this work. So they don't do anything. Surprised they're not wastelanding my Field of the Dead. Maybe they're going to do it now. I'm going to sack this island. And I think they should be wastelanding my field. Yeah, they are. All right, no zombies. And what do I want to get? Do I get Lotus Field here? Does that really do much for me? No, I'll get this Sheltered Thicket and Uro. Ooh, Uro is a good one. Let's go play the Uro. Gain a bit of life, draw a card. I'm really looking for Crucible, most of all. Avenger of Zendikar. I can put this Lotus Veil into play. And then, yeah, I think I do. I sack a forest and this Sheltered Thicket. I think so. And then, oh, I cannot get back Uro right now. I can also not play Avenger. So next turn, I should have not sacrificed the Sheltered Thicket. And then, no, I still wouldn't have been able to do it. Stay back. Next turn I get to get back Uro. And this Avenger is also coming down at some point. And the card I still want most of all is Crucible, just to rebuy these lands and have a steady stream. Temple of Abandon. They get the Scry. Now they also can attack. They decide not to. Do I want to use the Elvish Reclaimer? Guess I still do. Just sack a forest, get another forest. Or I could get Lotus Field. No, that doesn't seem that good. No, there's Lotus Field. Now I just draw it. So I make blue here. I make green, blue, and then exile a bunch of these cards that I cannot get back. Cast Uro. Gain a bit of life. I mean, Uro is pretty good against the red deck. Ooh, Elder Gargaroth. No, don't want to put it in field, but I will play the Gargaroth, or I cannot. No, I can't. Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I should just play the Lotus Field then. Get rid of this. And I can start attacking with the zombies, just make some sort of clock. Yeah, they decide to block. Sure, zombies down. They do have an Earthshaker now. Okay, what is this? Escape to the Wilds. Let's see it. Ooh, Fiery Confluence is a scary one. Goblin Guide, not so much. Get to play extra lands. Yeah, play the guide. The Shrine is also ticking up. Tameo. I think I just start by attacking with Uro. Draw my card. Renin 6. Renin 6 is decent. So I make green with this and green with this. Play Renin 6. Return the field. play the field. So that's going to trigger. And then I don't want to play Avenger because they can just Fiery Confluence away. Play the Elder, and then I'll pass. I mean, Elder Gargoth also seems great against them. We are at 19, and starting next turn, I'll gain 6 life a turn, while also making at least 1 zombie. So hopefully this does stabilize. I guess they can do 6 with the Fiery Confluence, another 6 with the Shrine, and that's 12, and then 2 from the Gutter Snipe. So that's 14. So that's actually quite a lot. Maybe I do still just die. The red deck seems insane. I mean, we've given them a lot of time, and our deck really takes too long to kill. It's very good at grinding and doing all that sort of stuff. So we take 2. Imagine this is going to deal 6. Yep. And then you can put us to 5. Oh, Fire Blast. That just does it. That just does it. We go to 5, and they can shrine us down to 0. Well, there you go. I don't think this deck was particularly good. It did give me a little bit more insight into the lands deck, and maybe I can make it work next time. It also feels like this cube might not be super tuned, and some of the archetypes that are in the cube are just not as good as the rest. So, for example, the red deck or the aggressive deck seem very good right now. That could also be just because people haven't figured out the format and the sweet decks, so the more straightforward punishing decks are going to win. I do like this cube, and I will be trying it. There's tons and tons of things that I've seen that I want to try and build, and hopefully it just goes a little bit better than it did this time. So I'll see you then.